Hello everyone, my name is Talia Lari and I am thrilled to be a PhD student here at Liberty University. I have a background in journalism, communications, and digital media. Having a master's in communication laid the foundation for me entering into the field of education. As you can see, I am here in my classroom. Last year, I took on my first permanent position as a kindergarten teacher. And this year, I shifted gears into a high school English teacher position. So the question, is why am I getting my doctorate and what will my research be, or what will my research consist of? This is a question that resonates in my mind like every day, right? So during the pandemic, both my son and daughter were in high school, and I noticed a shift in their attitude, but more importantly, I noticed how they changed within, like, communicating with others, like their whole attitude, their behavior, like everything just changed. So that's when I realized that, Talia, is because the world around them have changed. We're in a pandemic. They're not allowed to be around their friends. They have to communicate via social media. They have to communicate via technology. There's no more face-to-face communication. All of that has been stripped away, right? So that's when I realized that, they're becoming passive aggressive. So they developed a passive aggressive approach to almost every situation that I've seen, that I was able to observe, right? And that impacted their interpersonal communication skills. So the light bulb switched on, and that's where my research question came in my head, my proposal. I said to myself, so how did social media influence people to become passive aggressive? And did this influence only affect a certain group of people? And if so, why? Right? So that's where I will be diving into. But to give my research some focus, I want to center my findings on the communication behavior. I want to center it on the indirect behavior, indirect communication, in reflecting that on how the pandemic influenced those things, right? So then I want to analyze the relationship between social media and passive aggressive communication, because you got to think about it, right? TikTok wasn't as popular as it is now before the pandemic. I believe it, I'm not a TikToker, but I believe, it had just came out, so people weren't really into all that stuff. But you look at it now, it's like, it's so, it's the thing, right? So throughout my research, I want to build upon my aim. So this is just an introductory to what I want my research to be on. But the more I research, the more I talk to people, the more I explore the issue, I can develop, or I will develop, a better scope, a better, focus, right? To find out what the problem was, and develop a solution to their problem using communication methodologies and quantitative data. So I plan to use the most common collection methods: reviewing records in depth, conducting interviews, gathering data from online questionnaires and surveys, and what this may look like is me touching on theory of politeness, which helps create a comfortable environment for communication, touching on media framing theory, which talks about media focusing on a certain event and painting this hysteria, right? And then lastly but not least, because there will be other methods, agenda setting theory, which talks about mass media setting the agenda about what the audience should care about. So why is all this important? This is important because it allows me to figure out why passive aggressive communication is important. Why did the communication, interpersonal communication, become influenced by social media? How is it impacting our youth? How is it impacting us as adults? You know, and which group of people did it impact the most? Okay, and once I find out those things, I can then figure out how to fix that. You know, develop better strategies to help people communicate better. Okay.